It's about 10 o'clock here on Christmas. Merry Christmas for people who are celebrating, and for people who are not, happy Monday. Happy Mondays. Sean William Ryder. Anyway. Fatigue, dude. Fatigue. Yesterday was just as bad as Saturday. All I did was sleep. Listen to music. I mean, I was up, some of the day, just here on my computer. I'm not getting up till afternoon, and I'm just going back to sleep after only a few hours, and then, man, I've never been through anything like that before, and I still feel tired. You can see it, but I feel better today than I felt the last 2 days. The last 2 days have been I couldn't rest enough. I realize that it's this last week was a very emotionally draining week, and it's I have to recover from that, and I take time to recover now. I don't just, in my past, I could let myself be down for a day, maybe two if it's really bad. But I worked at a Citizen Watch company for a long time. I don't have a car, so I'd have to ride my bike and take the bus to work every day, and I'd have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have to be out of here by 4:45 so I could get to work by 6. And so that was my life for years, for 12, 13 years. And I was never going to go anywhere with them. And I tried so hard. Whatever they asked me to do, I wanted promotion. So they asked me to cover for my friend Marshall when he was out. And what he did was his job was to close out the repairs and send them out. It was a repair shop for Citizen Watches. And by the way, Citizen Watches are terrible. Do not ever buy them. They are the worst watches. They will wind up in the repair shop. The repair shop does not care about you or your watch. All they want is more money from you. I know the management. I worked there for a long time. Citizen and Bulova watches are terrible. Seiko or anything else. I will never buy a Citizen or a Bulova. Not necessarily because of the way they laid me off, although they were, they wanted me to just do their grunt work forever, no matter what I did, and I did it all well. When I first started working there were 3 people doing what I did, and within 6 months, it was only me. I had cleaned up the whole department. There was months backlog. It was all done. It was organized. Everything was filed right, and they still, for years, I'd ask them to promote me. I'd ask them, hey, what can I do? And I'd do everything. They'd have me updating account level stuff, which is management stuff, and I would do it. I would do it every day, and I would incorporate it into my job. And they just were never going to move me up, because the manager, Phil, he only cared about promoting the women who would work on Saturdays with him, because he had such a bad marriage and his life sucked. He just wanted his little non-sexual harem around him. So if you worked the Saturdays and overtime that he wanted you to work, he would promote you. But I took the bus, and he wasn't going to bring me home, late at night, so it's and I didn't want to. I didn't want to work Saturdays. I was the data entry clerk. Well, why was I coming in on Saturdays? No, it was nonsense. He was ridiculous. And so he got rid of me, even though I was one of his best employees, because I wouldn't bow down to his. I mean, a lot of people have this story, and you can say, well, what was his side of the story? It's sure, there's 3 sides to every story: mine, his, and the truth. But I know I'm I know I'm a good worker. I know I did a good job, and I know I tried really hard, and they just wouldn't. So I'm glad I'm gone. I'm glad I have the job I have now. Because let's face it, during the pandemic when I was really sick. I couldn't have done that. And now that I'm really sick, like, I think they would find even if I weren't FMLA, I think they'd still find some way to lay me off. So, the nicest thing they ever did for me was lay me off at the beginning of the pandemic. And as much as that sucks to say, it's true. I decided before the unemployment ran out, though, because it was September, I guess, of 2021, everything was going to run out. And so I decided at the beginning of 2021, like, all right, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to, like, just wait out everything. I started looking for a job immediately, and I got one. I started at where I work May 2021, and I love it. It's the best job I've ever had. And not just because I work from home, but because I have autonomy and I have opportunity, and because things like the leadership program and getting my certifications and stuff. I used to work IT back in the day, but I didn't like it because I was like somebody's IT guy in some office, right? And that's a terrible job. You know, if you've ever seen the show The IT Crowd from England, you know, it's basically what it is. Like, people could fix most of their problems by restarting their computer. But now working from a sort of remote IT company in MSP is actually, it works for me. And when I get to be a data engineer, because it's still going to happen, I think they'll support me fully, and I appreciate that as a job. I don't know how I got onto this, but I guess it's something to talk about, right? So I'm not just boringly going on about my liver all the time. There's no news on my liver. I don't feel any pain. I mean, you'll pardon me, I have some bathroom issues today, but that's fine. It's not that bad. What's more important is that I'm not so fatigued that I can't get out of bed. So I'm going to go out later. It's a little early. I'm going to go out later and get my sunlight. I'll take Nancy Spungen with me because I've recently read a book about Sid Vicious, but there's nothing about Nancy, and as a kid she was rough. Of course she was. But it's a good book. I like punk rock. It's my favorite genre of music. Obviously I have, leanings that way. But I like a lot of music. Music is my life. It's not just punk, it's everything. I mean, I hate when people say, listen to everything, because that doesn't mean anything. It'd be easier for me to name what I don't listen to, and I'm not going to, because who cares? I know that my 10 minutes is almost up. I've got like a minute and a half. I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm pretty sure I did, but my gastro doctor said that it looks like I probably will not need a liver transplant anytime soon. And I think that has been such a relief. I think that is why I've been so fatigued, because I finally released it. Whatever I've been holding in and been so scared about, I guess that's what I needed to hear. And I know fatigue is not a good thing, and having 2 days just like wasted, lost, it seems like a waste, but I needed it. And, I might need it next weekend too. Who knows? It's another 3-day weekend. We'll see. Anyway, I have like 30 seconds left, so Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Monday. I will talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.